What are some things that you must have, this guy of yours must have, must do, or must be?
Character. He has to have character.
Must be a character.
No, have character. That means he is who he is all the time. He has integrity. Those are things that I feel that are very important, because those are things that are consistent, that are going to prove to be helpful in relationships. Because you can't go to Target and buy those things. You can change the way he looks, how he wears his hair, his cologne, but you can't change character and integrity.
Right.
Okay, wait. So now I'm confused. You want a guy of integrity and character. How do you know he has this when you first start dating?
I think by experiencing life. I think the life's ups and downs will cause you to see what kind of character they have, how they manage their money, how he's going to lead your household. So life happens.
Household? We're talking about dating. We're not talking about managing a household.
Well, you date to marry. Why are we dating? What am I doing this for?
Hold up.
You don't always have to date to marry. I mean, hopefully that's an end goal. I mean, for me, I wouldn't mind it, but I also know that if I found someone and we weren't that open into being married, then okay, I can have a lifetime companion. That's fine. But to piggyback off what you were saying earlier, I really think that being able to find someone with character and someone, for me personally, who's comfortable in their masculinity. Because me as a woman, I like to drive and take the wheel sometimes. And I need a man who knows, like, that's okay. I'm still a man whether or not she pays this bill. You know, because I'm very equal opportunity. And I think sometimes that's a great thing to have that. So if I can take care of you, you take care of me, and I want you not to be like, I'm the man, I'm Tarzan, I do this. You know,
That sounds so unsubmitted.
I agree with what Jody says. The other thing I think is that with character, it's going to be in their walk and their talk. There's some things like we were talking before we even went on the air, when you were talking about, okay, you can't fool the camera. You can't be fooled if you really know what you're looking for.
And talk try by time equals trust. And so you're going to learn. I'm not going to immediately put all my trust in you as soon as I meet you. You know, I'm looking for marriage, absolutely. So I'm dating with the hopes of becoming married. But for me, talk try by time equals trust. And so I have to see consistency over time in every area of your life. Doesn't mean you need to be perfect, because I'm not perfect. But there are some non-negotiables. And character and integrity are non-negotiables. I have to have them.
So the character to you may be different than character to you.
well, we're two different women, so it's going to be different.
Yeah, but as a guy, I don't know what you mean by character.
Do you keep your word?
Do you follow
Do you
through?
show up?
Yes.
Do you follow
right.
through? Can I trust that you're going to do
If you say,
what
I'm
you
gonna be
say
here,
you're going
I'm
to
gonna
do?
this.
So if I'm the guy who is late to my own funeral, and I say I'll be there in 10 minutes, it's really like an hour and 10 minutes.
When
On a
they know
consistent basis,
you're not consistent.
that's
And
not
that's a
the
red
red
flag.
Consistently late.
But that's a red
consistent,
flag.
right?
Yes.
So that's a concern.
That's a good point. but
That's
it's
a
a red
concern.
flag.
Because
It's a
what
concern.
I've learned that men do what they want to do and they pursue what they want to pursue.
Exactly.
Regardless of what it costs them. And so if we have plans to do something and you're consistently not showing up on time or you're late, that's a problem for me, and that's a red flag that I'm going to pay attention to.
And I agree with her, because the fact of the matter is like you said, they do what they want to do, but other thing, it's all about respect, which is the 3-part to that, what she just said. Respect is key. Respect my time. Respect that we have something to do. That shows a lack of respect. If you're inconsistent, you're disrespecting someone else's time.
But I also want to say that men do what you allow them to do. So if you don't bring it to their attention as an issue that they're late, then he's gonna, if he continues to do it, he doesn't respect you, and that can be a deal breaker for me.
Agreed.
I'm gonna keep moving.
Right.
Yeah.
But I also learned that I teach him how to treat me. So if he's done it and I haven't said anything and all of a sudden now it's a problem, part of that responsibility falls on my shoulders.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm very clear, but I can admit that I have a hard time finding the balance when to address those things.
In the beginning,
Yeah.
I believe it's got to be in the beginning, because the one thing that we do as women, we make mistakes. We go through this walk and then we try to change the rules of engagement after the fact. And once you change the rules of engagement, then you start ending up with all of those conflicts that you start going through out the gate. They need to know.
Right,
But
so
that's men and women.
That you should give a little bit of time, because I want to see who you really are too. So I give you a few weeks to see, let me see who you are as a person, and then I'm gonna reel you back in, let you know how to treat me, and then we can move forward.
Exactly.
So-
and if you don't do that, then you have to cut them loose. You give them
Cut 'em
a chance.
loose?
Yes, you cut them loose. They don't even talk for this. No,
Hold on,
they don't even
hold on. So I'm letting you know now, okay, that if we're gonna go out, you have to put me on CP time. So if we're gonna go out at 8, we plan on being there at 7. I might be there about 48.
But let me ask you this: if your boss tells you to be at work at 8 o'clock,
I'm usually
8
around
a.m. But that's a problem for me. That's a problem for me. If you tell me, because that's one thing that's important to me and that I value is your word. And I need for whoever is going to be with me to honor his word consistently.
But if I tell you up front, this is my issue. This is the thorn in my side. I'll be late to my own funeral. I'm
I'm gonna help
honest
you with
with
that.
you.
Right,
But don't hold it against me because I'm telling you up front, this is a problem. So
And that's why I said out the gate, where I disagree with my sister is giving all of this time. I don't believe in wasting time, okay? If we're engaging, you've already earned a point in my system that we're like people, that we have a respect for each other. Wasting time, 2 and 3 week time is the one thing that you can't get back.
Right. And here's one thing you didn't even notice, maturity-wise. You already realize this is a problem.
no, I realize it's who I am.
Some men don't realize they have a problem, so they
Okay.
want a minute, they want to fix it. So you're already a step ahead.
Well, I don't want
when
to
you
fix
think
it.
of
It is
No,
what it
because
is. I don't want
sometimes
to
when
fix
you
it.
see it, then someone can work and you say, look, because I'll admit, I'm fashionably late to everywhere. I was late the day I was born. This was born on the 7th, I was born on the 8th. So it's understandable. But if I can tell someone, look, I'm gonna be late from time to time, like it happens. Like my boss even knows. I'm supposed to be break 8:45, I'm there at 8:50. I'm like, I'm here, I'm doing everything I can. But if you do that and you know you're
Jody, I'd have fired her. I'm serious.
But you don't guys
But
do
the
this.
thing is though, I back it up. With my job, I work with children and I teach and I'm like, 5 minutes is not that bad. I'm never like 15, 20 minutes disrespectful.
Half hour,
5 minutes,
45
like I
minutes.
set my stuff down, I put my shoes on and I clock it.
Coach,
So,
you were getting ready to say guys do what?
Well,
What are you gonna say?
part of it, we condition you guys for how late we're going to do it. So,
Say that again,
No.
you condition
so
us for what?
if I'm telling you up front, I'm going to run about, I run on CP time. I'm just going to run behind. Okay? I'm setting the conditions down so you know that not to expect anything more out of it.
But what if my
when you get
condition
left,
is
don't be
unacceptable
acceptable.
and I tell you that up front?
Where do we
Then how
meet
do you
halfway?
take that?
Right.
If I tell you that's not okay with me?
And then I will try to recondition you.
But I can leave. I have the choice to say,
He
I don't
said
want to do this.
recondition. You know, I'm not talking about yourself.
Greater men tried.
Exactly.
Greater men have tried.
I don't know about greater men. Other men might. I don't know about greater men.
But you know something, Coach, that's a good point because when you think about it, 50% of the relationships that we all get into, people tell us just that I'm not going to this, I'm not going to change. But somehow we think that we're going to lust them into submission, into changing to our way of thinking. So that's a good point of what he said because if he's telling us straight up forward that this is not who I am, then we have to make adult decisions and put our good big girl panties on and go, okay, he might not be the dude for me.
And if that's a non-negotiable, then I have to be honest with myself and have honest conversations with
That's
myself.
something you can
That's not gonna work for me.
And that's why I say allow them to be who they are. You have to give a week or two. I'm not saying months, 3, 6, 7 months, but you let them be who they are. I'm going to be late. That doesn't work for me. I'm out. I don't have to settle. I'm not going to take the time into changing anybody because I'm not going to allow you to change me unless it's an area I want to improve. But I'm not doing all that work. You do the work, they end up marrying somebody else, and you by yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. So you said do a week, but when you do a week, when I do a week, I'm expecting a paycheck at the end of the week, okay? So wasting my time for a whole week, if you're saying let them be who they are, he's showing you who he is right out the gate.
But here's my issue, right? All right, so you guys talking about being on time, and this is a character issue, this is an integrity issue. Is it possible? I got so much other stuff going on that's right about me that you might decide this one isn't worth kicking them to the curb for.
Well, and that's different, but I didn't say him running late was a character issue. I just said that is an issue. You asked what were things that were important for me on my list, and I said character and integrity. If that's a problem and that's how you are, then I still have to make a decision if it's going to work for me. Because what it translates for me is you don't value my time, which in turn means to me, you don't value me. And I can't be with someone who doesn't value me. Because time is the one thing I can't get back.
All right, so life is hard for a brother working 9 to 5. He's got 40 hours, 50 hours at work, struggling, working for the man. And so when I tell you that it's not that you're not important. It's just so much other stuff is going on that I have to tend to. Would you extend me some grace and not bust my chops?
I think you need to know what your priorities are and what's important. It's a different thing if you're a doctor, a lawyer, or somebody that's on call all the time, okay? But if, like you said, if you're struggling for the man or whatever. That means if you're struggling, you don't have that type of job, okay, to be doing that where you can't be on time somewhere. Exactly. So I think my sister's point is
Okay.
valid.
Hey, we're gonna take a commercial break right here. We'll be right back on the rules. On your list that joker better not have, do, or be.
Cheater.
Laziness.
Oh, what's a cheater?
Coach, come on.
No,
You've been around long enough to know what I mean by
Hold
cheating.
on, if I ain't married to you, I ain't cheating on you.
If we are in a committed relationship and you are doing things with other women, whether that's physically or emotionally, or spending time with them that you are taking away from me, that, sir, is a cheater.
All right, we'll get back to that one. Hold on, what do you want to say? Because the old folks say they got
Not
to
with you.
No, that's it. That's it.
Oh, did you
It's
just?
okay.
I'm not. No. What I said was laziness. I can't. I'm too much of a go-getter. If you want to stay in the house, and no offense to fellas that like to play the video games, and we're not going to go anywhere.
How do you need to be lazy? Why is it just laid
If
back?
you wanted to,
calm?
it can be. I'm not saying you can't chill and relax, but if I'm getting up and I'm going to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, I need you to be doing the same thing.
Someone productive who matches
Something
Yeah.
that matches your match up.
You can't be childish. That's my
Yes.
thing.
Childish.
Childish. I mean that I'm 35, probably 36. All right, birthday, celebrate.
Happy birthday.
Come on now. My thing is, if I'm 35, 36, if I'm in my 30s, you are either my age or older. I don't need you to be acting like you are 20, like you are 17. Let's take the video games. I get it. A lot of men like playing their video games.
Yeah.
But if the only conversation you can have is about Street Fighter, then you can go ahead and fight on your own because I ain't got time for you.
Come on.
And I
No,
think,
that's
I
our
think
relaxed
another
time.
thing
That
for
might
me-
be
You can have your relaxed time,
Too much
but I
relaxed
need to be
time.
able
What's too
to.
much
I need you to be able
relaxed
to
time?
converse with me.
I work for the man night and day. I come home, I want to relax.
Who is the proverbial man?
Uncle Sam. I work on He wearing me out.
Another thing for me is I need you to make sure that you are on your game. I need a man who has dream and aspirations. Not just isn't lazy, but one who has dreams and aspirations and goals and going for them. And not just waiting for the sky to open up and things to be dropped in his lap. Because
I'm praying on the matter, and I'm expecting God to answer my prayers.
Well, that's
Well,
different.
you know,
That's
faith,
different.
but faith without works is dead. But my thing
I
about
believe in praying.
a man,
It's some action.
like my sister, like Jody said about having aspirations, that's great. But some men, let's think about our culture. Some people aren't exposed. Some people have never been even to an amusement park, much less outside of the state. So you may not aspire for much because you may not have known that you could. So I'll take a man who may not have dreams yet because he may not have known that what he could dream.
I'm too old for that.
But I mean, you know, I'm
If we're gonna build this empire,
Yeah.
and we're gonna make millions, we need to do it together.
I hear you,
And
Cookie.
I need for you to be in that mindset.
we can, but what if,
Cookie.
but what if he, but what if he doesn't know yet?
Suppose he
no,
got a
if
good
If
job.
you are over the age of 30, 35, you need to know what you want out of life.
Well, I don't mean what you want out of life, but say a man who's established, he's in a good career, and he is old-fashioned. He's like, I'm retired, I work at the shipyard. Because, you know, we have people now that don't stay at the same job for more than 5 years.
What's he doing after the shipyard?
But maybe that's all he thought about. Maybe he didn't think about
And
it.
I'm okay. No, wait a minute.
Exactly.
I'm okay with that. Because I feel
But I
like
need a
that's
plan.
There should be a plan. We should be building together. At the end of the day, we should be building together. If you want to relax and have your downtime and watch video games, I'm okay with that. But we still need time together, and we
Okay.
need goals together.
Now I've worked
as well.
25, 30, 35 years for the government, for the railroad, whatever job I've had.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to my retirement. I don't want to do nothing else.
Nothing?
I have
Nothing.
enjoyed.
Right,
I have
nothing.
worked hard.
Travel? You don't wanna go
Now,
anywhere?
We can travel.
Yeah, what's
we
your
can-
definition
You don't
of
want
nothing?
more money?
Nothing is when I want to do something, I do something. When I don't want to do nothing, I don't do nothing.
Well, that's why you're married to the wife that you have, because she's okay and comfortable with that. I, on the other hand, would not be okay or comfortable
Why?
with that.
Yeah.
Because I always believe that if you're not growing and learning something different and doing more, you're not becoming greater.
So you don't think that you can
I've done that in my job.
retire, that you have to have a new career after you
I
retire?
didn't say a new career, but I'm gonna need you to do something.
How about if I want to stay? I want to stay at home and enjoy all the money I made that I'm retiring with.
And I'll
Exactly.
give you about a month, 2 months, maybe 6
No, that
months to
is
do that because you earned it.
Okay, I want to write a book.
Okay? That's something.
But we're gonna give you a time.
Yeah, we would do a time.
I have to be
You're like, I'm still on chapter one.
Nikki Curry be your publicist.
That's it.
Right under the
That's it.
phones.
The goals, yes.
Oh, come on now.
The bottom line is
Someone
that
sitting anybody can
I
do.
think that most women, what we don't want is a man who lacks ambition. Whatever, because you know, we all have different goals and different things they want to have, but we don't want a man who lacks ambition and a man who just wants to be sedentary, because you know, you're gonna sit there and die and get all crusty while you want to play video games.
Is that an age thing though? I mean, if you're in your 30s, you're not yet in your 30s. So
I'm there almost.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
but is that a thing because you're really in the prime money making years of your life? If you're looking at somebody who, when you turn 45 or 50, and presumably that you're meeting a man and you want to get married, well, do you think that will change?
It depends on your personality. Like for Jody, I don't think it ever will change for her, no matter where
stubborn,
she is.
no matter when.
It's not her business.
I don't think it's stubborn. It's my value. It's something that's important to me. Because what I found, Coach Ellis, is that what happens is when you are striving to do better, to learn, to grow, to become greater, and you have a man who isn't, then there's a differential in that balance. And then all of a sudden you're finding yourself in a role in your home that was never meant for you to serve. And that's when people begin to grow apart.
Now, if I've done everything you could have imagined for you during my 30 years with the government, I've bought us a beautiful home, you live good, we travel wherever we want to travel, you can go shopping whenever you want to go shopping. Now I'm retired. So now it's like, okay, if we want to go somewhere, we do, but I'm not trying to start all over again in a new career, in a new job.
I didn't say career, but I don't believe that your purpose ends just because you retire from a position or an agency or the government.
Because I've worked all my life. I'm just
Right, that's why I said you're married to the woman that you're supposed to be married to.
My new purpose is to play
She's
golf.
okay with floppy and
I'm not saying
All right, so look. All right, so what else do you not want? Think about it. What do you not want out of this woman?
Can we get back to the? Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ron.
Well, let me say something that. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. This is something I think that I know that we haven't said this, but one of my non-negotiables when I was dating, it was a sex non-negotiable that I needed, whether I was having sex or not. I needed you to know that parts of my body were exit only, and if I needed a tattoo for you to understand that, it's non-negotiable. I don't care how great the stuff is going. No, slip.
Nothing slip. It's not that dark in here.
Non-negotiable.
Well, let me say this. I believe that the marriage bed is undefiled.
No, even in the marriage.
So whatever
I don't care.
goes on, it's
I don't
negotiable.
care. I don't care.
Huh?
So
Doesn't that have to be discussed? It might be something you've never tried.
you fall in love with.
So it's a poisonous drink, but I'm all right. I ain't gonna do it.
You don't want it.
I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
Now, here's the thing.
So are you saying? Well, I know what you're saying, but we'll be right back.
And I can either agree to be flexible with that, if you know what I mean, or not be. So my deal breaker is a lie.
Yeah, but you can't put us in you can't put us in a position where we have to lie.
No, I want you to keep it real because you never know what I'm into. No, but you never know what I'm into. You never know what I like. So keep it real from the beginning. Be honest and truthful, and we can work things out. We can communicate.
And see, I'm that way too because I'm very flexible. I'm a little different. I'm very flexible. I don't like the cheating is definitely open up a whole different set of doors. But like earlier when you guys were saying,
Can you cheat if you ain't married?
yes, but that's
Come on,
but,
man.
yes,
I don't think you
absolutely. Because again, as we said previously, because you're in a committed relationship. However,
we've had to talk.
yeah, we've had to talk already.
Okay. We
But-
had to talk.
Right, but we had to talk. But my deal is that I'm very flexible. So I'm not going to point out one thing that I don't like about you. Just like I was saying earlier,
Right.
you know, that you're late, you're on CP time. That's just one thing. But the overall person, you may have like amazing qualities. I'm not going to pick out that one thing. Yeah, you do.
I do.
I know, but I know you do. I'm not gonna pick out this that
But I
one
snore
thing
and I'm late.
because I have to look at myself first in the mirror to say what is it that there may be some things about me that you just don't like, but that doesn't define me as a whole person.
Yeah, but everybody has something on the list that's just non-negotiable.
But
You mean to tell me you have nothing on your list that's non-negotiable? He will not, cannot be or do this.
I mean, the only thing I have, you know, just don't put your hands on me.
I know that's
Okay,
right.
I mean,
Okay.
if I had to pick
Eat the
one
cake animation means she's not gonna eat the cake.
Right. Oh, you mean like Frost and
Like,
come on,
exactly.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
But we
Yep.
usually attract who we are anyway.
Right.
Today we attract who we are, where we are, the levels that we are in our lives. Like some people will date based on where we are in our life. If we're sad about something or whatever, I know some people I've dated, they just got me at a really good time. But on my best day, I probably would never would have talked to them. Like, at the end of the day, we attract who we are.
Right.
So if our mate is sneaky, we low key sneaky. Like
So-
it's just the reality
so
of life.
so-
We agree with that.
So you say you can't have nobody
The thing
just
is
like you?
we don't want to admit that. We don't want to admit we don't want to admit that that's the reality of how things usually are. A lot of times the things that we don't like about our mate are the things that are us. But
Tell the truth, girl.
we don't want
Say
to look
it.
at that and say, you know what, I might be low key sneaky and I might, you know what I'm saying, we flirt. Women, we flirt all the time. Real talk.
Tell the
That's
truth.
not
Tell the
true.
truth.
But I disagree.
And we always call them men dogs and everything
I
else.
just disagree with that because
Why?
the reason why
So
is
you have to
that
admit some things about yourself.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll be the first one to I'm the first one to look at the man in the mirror.
You flirt?
Do I flirt?
Yeah.
Tell us.
I smile like just like you said.
Hey, just call it. Just change your last name to Kelly and see.
So look, what's on your list
My
for a woman? What must she not be, not do? What are non-negotiables that if she is this thing, it's over. It's done.
Oh, Lord.
F-R-U, fruit.
She can't be insecure. She has to be secure in herself. She has to know who she is. She has to know that when she's with Tim Bostic, she's a part of a power team. We have to be a team that we work together, that when we walk, like they say, bad boys and girls move in silence. When we walk with confidence. When we walk, people know when we enter the room. She has to know that when I speak to a beautiful young lady, she isn't threatened because I'm coming with her. I'm coming home with her tonight. So
Insecurity is a deal breaker. I ain't mad at you.
because
dog.
no matter what you tell her,
I ain't
baby,
mad.
I love you. I know you know. Look now.
All right, so
Open up there, she, you know, all this crazy stuff. Who is she? Where you coming from and all that?
It may be some internal issues that she may have. So are you saying that if she's insecure, you're just gonna cut her off? You're not gonna help her grow out of that?
Insecure. Let me ask you a
I ain't
question.
dating someone to be a project.
Right. Let me ask you a question. To all fairness. To all fairness. Insecurity is not something that you can work on like exercising or so on and so forth. Insecurity is a spirit. Okay? That's something you dealing with that you are, how would I say, insecure about something about yourself. Now, you say, well, what did you do to make her insecure? Or what? That's true. I'm not saying that. But this, let me come home with this. Listen.
Come on, bring it home.
There's a thing that you can't help somebody who don't want to help themselves. Some people love being codependent on pain.
Right, but what if she wants to come out of that?
Well, then I can try to do everything I can to reassure her, and we can try to get some help for that.
But you're not the counselor.
No, I mean, listen, only reason I'm speaking from experience. Listen, one thing about an insecure person, I've dealt with it on both sides. I was in a relationship with an insecure person, did everything possible that I could do. And sometimes insecure people do, when they get desperate, they do crazy things. She say things like, you don't love me no more, I'm about to kill myself. And doing all kind of crazy things and so on. I've even seen it on the opposite side where I've even been accused by a former, by my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, because he was so insecure. He passed away now, so I can say that. But he was really insecure, and she tried everything she could to tell him that she loved him, and I tried everything in my past relationship to tell that person that I'm here only for you, and so on and so forth. But if that person doesn't cry out, Abba Father, for help with the insecurity, then what can I do?
Here's the thing. So insecurity. What I haven't heard is about. Well, let me ask this one. What's a must-have?
A job. What I know finance.
She gotta have all his teeth in the
right, so he's got his paper route. Is it good enough for you?
That's fine, as long as he's working that paperwork Monday through Saturday, we good.
What if you got,
He an entrepreneur. He working on his own business, okay?
At the end of the day, as long as he's trying it. Like, I love my women who always want to do, he gotta have a car, he gotta have, wait a minute, why you ain't got your own car, why you ain't got your own rights? This is how I feel. I feel like if I want you to have it, I need to have it too. If he got good credit, do I got good credit?
Right.
Like we put standards on them as men because that's what society says. But at the end of the day, we look a lot of times. I see women who look for a handout because they want the dude who's gonna rescue them. And I want to build with.
We like to rescue.
Right. We don't want to rescue us because then we become insecure because you're rescuing us and then we get stuck. So I mean, help me out.
You ought to know, first of all, before you get involved with this guy, like I said, do an interview. Okay? Ask questions. If you see things that give you serious red flags, don't get too deep into it because by the time when you fall in love with the guy, it's kind of too late, don't you think? So the point is, if you see some qualities that the guy is lazy and don't want to work, why in the world are you going to get tied up with a clown and wait for you to go to work in the morning time?
I agree with you.
They say if a man don't work, he don't eat. So why you going home, going out to work? You taking his job away. That's his job.
But this
Brother working hard.
Yeah.
Okay? Brother loses his job.
That's different.
All right.
Okay?
And they try to step on.
Is he getting unemployment?
Yes. I'm definitely.
Is he getting unemployment?
No.
You go to man get unemployment.
No.
Well, we gotta talk about
So
that.
when he lost his job, what can he do?
He need to help around the house. There's other things
Well,
he can do.
yeah, there's other ways you can help.
That's right. He can become the kids. He can cook. He can do
He would become the house husband. And my thing is this because and we dating, okay, yeah, but married, the reality is in a marriage or a relationship, if a man is unable to sustain, we're supposed to come in right behind him and sustain it until he's able to get back on his feet.
Right.
If that means you gotta wash dishes and go to the laundry or whatever the case may be, that's your job. Well, a lot of women, we really don't, oh my gosh, he don't got no job. We look at it different because society says he ain't no good because he worked for 15 years and went to work one day and got laid off.
Right.
We look, okay, unemployment, things happen, but a lot of times we can't maintain them because we can't maintain ourselves.
But once he loses his job, does he stop?
Right, not
A job does not
Right.
define a man.
But you understand, as a man, first thing we do when we meet other men, what you do?
Right.
That's the way it works.
What you do? What you work? You know why?
What you do?
Because when we talk to each other, we're sizing each other based on what we do. So when a man loses his job, it's not just about him not getting a paycheck. That goes to his core. So while it doesn't define him, it's a long way to
But I'm gonna
support you. If you lose your job, I'm gonna support you. I'm not just talking financially, I'm talking emotionally. I'm not gonna support you, I'm gonna let you know it's okay. Because again, a job is right. I don't care if you go out and shovel all day. If that's something that makes you happy, I'm good with it. Well, I understand.
All right, but does he lose respect from you when he loses his job?
No,
The roles change.
Here's the question. Can he still be the head of your household?
Yeah.
Right. Or are you making the money and he ain't got a job?
You should make him the head of the
But
house.
girls make different kind of women.
As long as I come home, sometimes you have to shut it away from me. So
I can order pizza and do the best stuff.
I'm good.
We ain't got the money. You can't order no pizza.
You better get that DiGiorno from
Wait a minute.
All right, so
There's club pizza for $5.
What part of the game is that?
what I'm really curious about, and I've heard all this stuff, but what I haven't heard is he's got to be so tall, he's got to have hair.
That don't matter. That don't
You never end up with who you think you want to be, who you need. Like if you ever ask anybody on a real scheme of things what their type is, it's not the person that they're married to. It's never the person that they're married to.
The frog turns into the prince. The frog turns into the prince.
The looks, because you look, and I
Ugly
can
men
say
would
it,
treat you so
you know,
good.
Some of y'all just looking with men with all their teeth in their head.
They year after year after year, they decline. Your looks gonna decline. Just some guys that were just drop dead gorgeous. I see them now, I'm like, yo, what's
If somebody told me black don't crack, baby, my looks don't crack.
I know, that's
I'm like,
right. My bad.
Also what I haven't heard,
distinguished gentlemen.
what I haven't heard is, how important is it that he or she is a personal faith?
Yeah, very important.
I mean, I've heard it in any
But what if y'all had different faiths?
Which is the question. Is it important that they share your
I think you
faith?
should be spiritual. I think you should believe in a higher being. You know, I believe that, yeah, you can be with a Catholic and you can be Christian, but everybody's trying to get to that same God, that same point.
So I can be a higher Christian and you're okay.
Huh?
I mean,
Excuse me? Pardon me?
yeah, so I can be a Buddhist.
Okay.
And you're okay. Or I can be a Hindu and you're
Yes,
okay.
yes, as long as you're trying to get to that higher God. You know, everybody's trying to get to the same point.
I think it's best that you set up share at least some of the
Thank you,
common
some
values.
common ground.
Because you might, you know, like, what you doing over there? Well, I'm doing the Haile Selassie Kum or whatever I'm doing. You want to make sure you don't freak the other person out you with. But on the same time, like you said, the Bible says, be not unevenly yoked. Because if this person thinking about a certain point in their life about being serious, and this person wants to party all the time, then that's a problem.
But no religions talk about being partying. Like Buddhism don't talk about partying. Catholics don't talk about partying all the time.
But the thing about it is
Christians
the
party all the
relationship.
time.
Exactly. I see him in the club all the time, and I don't want to call you
But in
out.
a relationship, when it comes to being serious and being married, you're supposed to follow what the man do. So, like, say if he,
Girl, I like you.
if he's a Christian,
Can we change the rules in America? Can we move to Utah? Have
still like
I'm
stuff that we don't talk about because like
For real.
like the guy that I'm dating, I said it out loud. I was like, I don't want him to go to my church. I want him to come to my church so I can stay in my church. Because if I marry him, I gotta follow him. Like I gotta be under him. I gotta follow him. So
Listen
if
to
he's
this
a
woman.
Catholic, then guess what? If I marry this man, guess what? I'm gonna have to become a Catholic. So you have to have these conversations beforehand because if you don't, you're gonna live out of order. That's the reality of it.
I love you.
That's definitely
I
had a
love
conversation.
Again, I think that that's just one aspect. I don't think that just because my husband wants to go over here and I want to go over here, but we are in love with each other, that should bring division in us.
That conversation should be had before.
Well, I mean, I understand that, but still, there may be things you may like peanut butter and jelly. I might like peanut butter and fluff. Should we? Yeah, fluff. That's what she said. Should we separate because you want to go this way and I want to go that way? Should we? And so what about the foundation of the whole thing, which is based on love? I fell in love with you. I didn't fall in love with you because you were a Christian. I didn't fall in love with you because you were a Catholic.
That's right. That's right.
You fell in love because you shared some
Relationship without God and without God.
Right. But you fell in love because you had similar interests too.
Right.
You had to like certain movies, he had to like certain
they all
things,
trying to
and
get
so
to
on and so
one
forth.
God.
You
That's
got-
the life.
right, you had something in common with this person. So
At the end of the day, I'm confused.
Don't be confused.
I don't know what the must have and must not have because y'all ain't got none.
What?
We'll be right back.
That's a symptom of something else going on if you happen to cheat. Now I can be honest, I've been unfaithful, which was not, my greatest character moment. And for me, it was a symptom that I just wasn't happy where I was at. And I had to be real with myself. So if, my significant other happens to cheat on me, of course I'm gonna be hurt, I'm gonna be broken. Not to be cocky that I haven't, no one's done it that I know of. At least they got away with it, put it that way. But if I were to actually ever find out, the first thing I'm gonna say is, what's going on with you? And that's the person I am. I'm not always, you did this, why did you hurt me? You just this. It's, okay, why did you do this? What's going on? Because
I'm a man, I'm greedy.
No, I
Why
don't
they
think
call
it's
it
that
cheating
simple.
anyway? Why can't we just call something different? Like, okay, I did something different.
I did something different today.
But why we pacify situations? Why we pacify situations?
It's not,
It's what
it's
it
just,
is.
it's called
Spades is
cheating,
spades.
is like calling adultery and cheating.
And that's
Why not
the
call
same
like
thing.
affair? Affair sounds so much
It doesn't
different.
matter how it sounds, you still did what you did.
You still did it.
But it makes it easier to understand.
So we're using euphemisms now.
That's
soften everything up.
Just like he was saying, okay, something wasn't being taken care of. I just needed somebody to talk to.
But why didn't you talk to me about
Now that falls on you, why didn't you open your mouth?
I said, look, honey, you need to amp up your game a little bit because old girl Nikki's paying me attention at work, and I kind of like that.
But that's not talking. You've already been talking to Nikki at work. Why didn't you come and speak to me before you and Nikki were going out to lunch now? Nikki's texting you during dinner. Why
Nikki always asks me what's wrong.
Why didn't we talk about that first?
Nikki will always say what's going on.
Because you should be squaring me away. You should know me well enough to know that if my eyes are wandering, it's because you ain't on your job.
But what if I don't know? That's communication. What if I don't know? I'm going on about my business. I'm taking care of you. You playing your video games. I'm cooking.
No, if you're taking care of me, I ain't got time or energy for anybody else.
Okay, so there's something lacking. Is what you're saying.
You ain't taking care of me.
What if it just
take care of me?
It could be adjusting. Okay,
Burger King, baby. You can't have it your way. You not know.
Don't you always have a spare key in case you lose it? Don't you have a spare tire that you get a flat tire?
Okay, so let me do that to you.
Probably key in
I gotta keep that in my back pocket after the
Okay, so have it flip mine.
Let's flip this one. I genuinely, baby, you're not putting it down. Because Nicholas over here was doing the thing, so
I think it's good to check in with your partner every now and then. Have open conversations.
Yes.
What's going on? Where are you unhappy with? Yes, it hurts when you hear it, but you got to do it.
Yeah.
So when incidents like this, we don't fall on it or we don't slip and it happens.
There's no slipping. You knew.
You knew. It was a conscious decision. And now I got to take you back. I don't know what that looks like.
All I know is that guys typically cheat just because they're greedy. Women cheat because they're emotionally missing something. Right? So, are you more likely to forgive me for cheating because it's really just a physical thing?
No.
No, because I think that's also a social stereotype. There you go. We didn't even address that. Not all men do that. Some men do that because they are emotional. You guys, believe it or not, are not robots. You have emotions.
Exactly.
I'm sorry that y'all were fired and told y'all to
That's what I've been saying.
But you guys have emotions, and it's
When it
going
just
to
got me.
happen. So you have to be man enough to say. That means that falls back on what you said.
You hurt my feelings because you were not squaring me away.
Okay. And then we can talk
to you on it. Now I'm saying, ouch, I'm hurting. Now we can heal.
What do you need me to do?
But we've been together all these years. You won't do this. You won't turn this way. You won't turn.
80-20.
And finally,
if she's doing everything you want her to do,
but that one,
that other 20% that you focusing on, you need to redirect your attention.
But I come back to you for
You
my
got
80.
crusty feet. You cut me all in the bed, all in the sheets, and I still love you.
I still love you.
You want to get a pedicure, but I love you.
Love has nothing to do with it.
But I think a lot of times you grow in relationships and sometimes you grow different ways. But if you don't tell me what you need and how you're growing, how am I supposed to meet that need? You can't set a standard that you never gave to me. You gotta let me know.
If we are late and you got your head on my shoulder and I'm trying to maneuver you and you're resistant, I told you.
No, you can't spring on somebody in the moment. People need to know sometimes.
Flexibility.
You have to sit down. Some people don't like surprises.
Some people don't like surprises. But by then, you said we've been together for a long time. We've been married for years. Don't you know me well enough to know I don't like surprises?
And if you're that comfortable in that relationship,
I know you well enough to know that you're stuck in your ways.
Right.
Certain things you say you're not going to do. That we've been married for 20 years. I think about time when you do them things.
All of a sudden.
No, I've been thinking it for 20 years.
You've been thinking about it for 20 years.
have you been saying it? Have you been saying a lot of things that have you saying
I said it before we got married. You just want to say no.
Okay.
I said okay.
Why no question?
More so, you did it before we were married.
Okay. At that point in time,
20 years ago it was okay. Now 20 years in, it ain't okay no more.
you can't change the game.
So who changed that? You changed. We didn't change. That's on you.
But let me ask you something. This one thing, this hit on the shoulder, you trying to move me. Is it enough that it's a deal breaker for you?
Well, no, because it was a deal breaker. I would have left you. I didn't leave you. I just went somebody else.
Then it falls back.
You need
It falls back on the 80-20. 80-20. It falls back on that. You're focusing on that other 20% that we're not doing.
Here's the thing with 80-20. If we're honest about it, guys always want what they're not getting.
Yeah.
You can be 95-5. It's at 5% I would not to be on.
5%.
That's your
It can
problem.
be not, no.
That is your problem.
If you married to me, that's your problem too.
No, it's
not.
If you have to redirect your focus on that.
Right, so if you're married to me and it's not your problem, what you telling me we ain't in this together?
Right.
We are. I agree. We are in this together.
We're in this together, it's your problem too.
We have to
What I'm
work on
going to say with that, it depends on what it is, honestly. Because if that 5% is that big of just my personality and it's me, and there's nothing I can do about it, then you're gonna have to live that 5%.
Oh, but there's something you can do about it. There's always something you can do.
And here's another thing. Just suppose it ain't got nothing to do with you. It ain't got nothing to do with you. I've got a great car, runs good, paid for, does everything I need to do. But every now and then it'd be nice to go to a lot, just test drive something.
So let me ask
that I ain't never had before.
Let me ask you guys something then. Honestly, cheating.
You saying I need to get rid of the car that I have?
You be single. That's single
Do
life.
you want to cheat all the time? Like,
No, not all the time.
With this, with the lot?
I want to kiss your
On a
ass every now
necessity.
and then.
No. And you need to be single.
Is it going to go both ways? That's all I want to know.
No,
So,
you know, every now and then.
It don't work like that. It don't work like that.
Okay, so for you, this cookie jar has to be just yours.
Absolutely.
Like you can go and dip in all the cookie jars and get just Cookie Monster. You can do that.
No, not every cookie jar, just select cookie jars.
No.
No.
It's like a cookie you never had before. It's just, wow, somebody just offered it up.
Extra chocolate chip.
No. You just have to wonder and dream about it.
Because here's what we know. When guys cheat, it's typically purely physical. Women, when they cheat,
Love you.
very seldom it's purely physical. It's all that emotion. Women typically don't get intimately involved with somebody they're not emotionally tied to typically. And if you're married to me, I know that you're going to have to be emotionally tied to somebody to be in an intimate setting with them. I ain't got to be emotionally tied to her.
well, I guess I'm the exception. It was physical.
Oh, all right.
My kind of girl.
It was. It was.
All I'm saying
But
is,
it's not anymore.
what do you mean?
I'm saying, it is possible for you to have physical encounters. I get that.
It is. It's
Okay?
very possible. So,
It is. But for the most part, we're emotional. And we get emotionally wrapped. So you may have done it.
Yes.
But for the most part, if you continue, you're going to be emotionally engaged.
Right.
So does it
Think
have
about
to
the
have all-
questions that's been asked. First thing you'll ask, if your man has had an affair with another woman, the first thing you're gonna ask is, do you love her? Do you love her? Usually.
I used to ask
Guys, the first thing we gonna ask you, did you have sex with her?
Period.
That's it.
I think I would start with a why. Why did you do it?
Hold
I
on.
agree.
So we're
Right,
going to
I
answer the
was
why. We're going to answer the why right after this. You guys got to help me out.
Let's look at the definition of cheat. If we're playing spades, you know, shout out this wonderful restaurant space. If we are playing the spades game and you renege and you cheat, you already know what's about to happen. Cheating is nothing good comes from cheating. It's breaking the rule. It is losing integrity. It is putting something where it shouldn't be. Cheating.
But I'm sorry. Take me back. I'm sorry. I'll
You're
never do it
sorry.
again.
But it's not, it really isn't that easy just to take you back because when you're cheated
love
on,
me.
it hurts to the core. It hurts to the core. It changes how you think, how you feel, how you interact, how you engage in life. And we're laughing, you know, because we're all having fun on the couch. But it's serious when you're cheating and when you break that trust with someone whom you claim to love, that cuts like a knife. And it takes some time to bounce back from that.
Is it, if I cheat, is it my fault?
Yeah, absolutely, because it was your decision.
I don't.
But you know, I think that
I
it's
don't
not
believe
black
that.
and white. It's a gray area. Here's the thing. I can speak. 'Cause I don't know if I've ever been cheated on, but I have cheated. I've cheated when I wasn't married. And the reality is, I have to take responsibility, yes, for the action. But we got to sit down and realize that there was a road that took us here.
But here's the thing. You chose to
Absolutely.
travel on that road.
That's it.
Okay, so the accountability is yours. I'm not carrying somebody else's cross. The question, when you started off, you asked the question, the first question you asked is, what would you do if your man cheats? And I was like, ask you, my first question would be, what was your new address? Okay, and where do I Okay, so that would be my first question. The second question is that I'm not going to take accountability for your immaturity and your lack of responsibility, okay? One of the gentlemen...
Let me pause you. Do you not think that if your man cheated on you, that you helped create the environment somehow, some way that made it easier or harder for him to do that action?
It depends on the situation, on the circumstance. I think so.
I can't agree to that because I feel like in a relationship with somebody, it comes down to communication. Yes, cheating is wrong, but it still comes down to communication. A lot of times there's something lacking that we're not discussing, which leaves somebody out there. A lot of times when women cheat, it's because we repeatedly told you what we did not have and you chose not to give it to us. A lot of times people cheat and we stay. I stayed, I cheated on somebody one time, got caught, so the one time I decided to do it, I got caught. But nevertheless,
at some point in time. It sounds really good that we're gonna put his stuff out, but the reality is we don't put his stuff out right away. He don't leave us, and it's life.
That's not necessarily true. That might be your testimony, okay? But the fact of the matter is, when you come into a relationship demanding respect. Now, I've been cheated on. Don't get it twisted. Okay, I've been cheated on and my heart broken. The reason why I never, and this is my word, I never ask why, because first of all, you're never going. First of all, I have a men's mentality. You're never going to know why. First of all. Second of all, why is a stupid question, because when I ask you why, that means I'm taking accountability for your stuff.
Or maybe it's an opportunity to learn what's going on here. Because maybe I didn't do anything, but maybe, just maybe, we need to have an open communication, because maybe you're all closed up. Like Big said, I've been telling you all day long, this is my problem. But maybe you don't communicate like I do. And
it takes two to be in a relationship, and it takes two to have a healthy relationship. Only two, for me. And I have been cheated on.
For me.
And I found out I was cheated on. And here's the thing, for me, I was at the place in my life where I didn't value who I was. I didn't know who I was, so I stayed, thinking that if I love hard enough, he's gonna change, and he's gonna love me, and he's gonna make a decision to only be with me. And that didn't happen. And so I think sometimes we find ourselves in situations where we know we've been cheated on, but because of where we are and what's going on internally, and the pain of being alone versus the pain of staying with someone, even if he isn't the one or acting like the one, it's much greater. And so we make decisions to stay, and so the cheating continues, or the disrespect continues. Not saying that it's right, but I've learned from my own experience that that's sometimes how it happens.
And I think what she said is key, because I learned from my experience, and what I learned is, if I go to McDonald's and they don't make my burger right, I got Wendy's, I got White Castles, I got other hamburger places to go to. Okay, the problem is that when we stay in relationship, now I'm not saying it hasn't worked, I'm not saying that some people haven't been successful, I can only speak for Rossell. For me, you get one shot, okay, because cheating is a lack of respect. Okay, it's a lack of respect. And then when you go out there and you violate, trust is the foundation of anything. You could get more money, you could get more furniture, you could get more anything. Trust and time is two things that you could never get back without some serious work. Time you could never get back.
So where's the forgiveness at?
But that's what I'm saying.
If I'm married to you, if I'm married, I'm gonna fight. Because now I'm in a covenant. I have a family established. There's some foundations that's been there. If I'm in a relationship with you, I'm not so inclined to fight. And forgiveness takes time. You can't come in and tell me that you cheated and had sex with another woman, and I'm just supposed to, okay, baby, well, I love you. That's a process. And so you... And so you have to prove that you're serious about being in the relationship, staying with me, and committed
goes back to what you said. Depending on where you are, determines what you will accept.
But I'm speaking specifically for me. I'm not speaking
for
as
a whole. But I'm
just
talking
saying
about in real life times, the majority of people, they're not made in the reality. We're talking to real life people that watch the show and that interact in real life situations. 9 times out of 10, people stay because they want to know why. They want to know what.
How many of us as women have been cheated on and stayed? On the couch.
Well, see, I just don't know if I was cheated on, so I can't.
When I was a kid playing games, she said the same thing.
I feel like I just don't know.
Right. And how many of us knew we were cheated on and left and said that's it?
But you know what? You would think, this is what I think. Someone said this on one of the shows. The reality is this, like you ladies said, that if I'm married, I'm fighting. We can talk about cheating all day long, but if I'm not attached to you by a covenant, by a contract, then this is where, and I might get a little bit of flack. Here's where we're not going to call it cheating, because you know what? I don't belong to you and you don't belong to me. The moment you felt that I wasn't enough for you, whatever the reason was, here's the deuces. You don't got to worry about cheating, because we don't need to be. We don't need. We just need to be apart.
The thing that we don't do is shift. We need to define what our relationships are. If you're with me and you're consuming my time, we're in a relationship. So you owe me respect regardless. Okay?
And I'm not saying that you do. You don't.
What I'm saying is, what we do is we make get out of jail free card passes to make ourselves feel good.
But my question is, why do you all have to cheat? Why can't you just be committed to the one that you decided to be committed to?
Because society says, the other side of the fence is always better.
But seriously.
So we don't have to cheat. right?
Why do
but here's why. Many times that men cheat because we are not being we're not being fed correctly.
Fed what?
But what have you all done as men to communicate that? Because I go to like White Castle or Wendy's and I said I want no onions on my burger. I'm not gonna keep eating the onion burger.
So part of what happens is we tell you to stop yapping. Stop yapping.
But see, when you use words like yapping, then you done already put us in a confrontational mode anyway.
Sometimes we just want you to shut up and let me breathe.
But those are the things that you should have talked about in the beginning. But we don't. It goes back to what I said.
And sometimes we
I didn't know that you had such a big mouth before we got married.
Well, the moment you realize I do, you gotta communicate that.
Well, sometimes we just want you all to do what you're supposed to do, period. Without the expectation of getting a cookie at the end of the night.
Well, you know, but we gotta remember, everything is about getting a cookie at the end of the night.
Well,
that
not
don't ever change.
Well, cheating, it's definitely not gonna lead you to the cookie
Well,
at the end of the night.
if I've been missing cookies for 2 nights in a row, okay, 3 nights in a row, or if I've been on a cookie fast, okay, then you have set the conditions.
So then by definition, or what you're saying is that men typically, by your definition, have no self-control, and that you have, and so that because of your lack of self-control and commitment, it's okay for you to just.
No one's saying it's okay. I ain't saying it's right. I'm just saying it's real.
But you would admit that men would have, that they have no self-control.
And why not go into a relationship?
It's flesh. We're always wanting something more. Like we have a car, we always want another car. We have a nice house, we always want a bigger house. And usually relationships don't work. Usually relationships don't work is because somebody became selfish. Somebody relationship became for themselves. They forgot about the greater good of going, whether it's religion, children, money, clothes. Someone becomes selfish and they don't care.
But bottom line, bottom line is, you put me on a cookie fast. You try to punish me with.
But why are you going on a cookie fast? What are you doing?
That's an immature woman anyway.
Nothing required.
That's an immature woman. Oh, okay. You don't want to do what I want to do. These cookies going back in the freezer. You know, she's immature anyway.
But I think that's where communication
cheated on.
No, then you just leave. If she's immature and you are mature, then say, peace, homegirl. You're not what I want. You keep it going.
I can't just leave her if I'm married to her. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get some extra chocolate chip nutty cookies.
Happy wife, happy life. That's it. One cat.
Don't even try. I'm the man of the house. All right, let's take a break. There's something going on that isn't taken care of. We're missing something.
Is he scared to? Is there a reason why he can't tell her? Like, what's the thing that stops him before he cheats? Is there's no?
How do I tell you my love?
Why can't what's going on at home not be something that's happening internally with you? It doesn't necessarily have to be something that I'm falling short of or I'm not giving you. It could just be something that's within you and your core and your spirit that's manifesting itself.
And so what your next step is to cheat instead of dealing with it.
Here's the thing. That if it's in me and you're coming to me, at some juncture you should be recognizing it's in me.
I agree, absolutely.
But here's what happens. That when men decide to go out and do the nefarious things that we do, like we married me. We have told you, hey, we have told you you haven't responded to the right nudges. We've got to tell you this is what I'm looking for, or the biggest reason is you just say, how do I tell my love? How do I tell my darling, you know, people ain't putting it down like you used to.
So y'all on the side B of the R. Kelly song.
Just like that. Just like that. You're honest and you're open. If you're in a relationship with her that is worth fighting for on your behalf, he can help you out all he wants.
Hold on. Check this out. If I dare tell you ain't putting it down, I'm scared this whole thing's about to close up.
Well, then why are you with her in the first place?
Because I loved her.
Well, then
she used to be able to do the right thing.
But what's changed? What's changed?
First of all, what we need to do, ladies, this is a mistake. Stop acting like your man is some wind-up toy soldier. We're not. Stop talking about us like we're in the third person. We're not. we generally and typically do things because we've asked you about it. I'll talk to you about it 37,000 times.
Well, how did you
Just like
talk
you
to
talk
us
to us about it. But you say, I'll do this, or whatever the case may be. Or on a particular night, you have an argument with us.
I don't do that.
And you shut down shop, kitchen closed, you do things like that, so on and so forth. So we like, you know what? You already think I'm cheating, so I'm out to go out and cheat any dog.
I don't do that, and I think that for a woman who puts her man on a fast, I think there's something else going on with her that needs to be addressed.
Exactly. That's
It needs to be dealt with, because if you are in a relationship with someone that you love, you're going to want to experience that person that way.
But where do we get to the point where we're so irritated with each other that you assume that I'm gonna be nasty to you if you're honest with me? And you're at a place where you can only feel that you got to do an action to maybe even get my attention because I'm gonna be nasty with you. How do we get that far off the grid?
It ain't that hard.
Because something else is wrong.
And there's another thing we need to start doing. We need to start assuming that everybody knows what the next person likes. What you might like 5 years ago might be something you evolved from 10 years later. So one thing about a relationship and intimacy, if you don't like it that way, you tell me what to do.
Right.
And I'll do it for
And I
you,
won't
baby.
say I don't like
That's
this.
what it's all about.
Right.
If I'm not doing something right, tell me. Don't sit there.
But it's all about communication.
That's right.
Before you make the decision to cheat and
True.
to break that trust.
True.
Because once you break it, it's very hard to get it back, and it takes a lot of work.
And
cheating is
you
more
have to be
informed, too.
willing to jump through
Absolutely.
the hoops if you want me to stay with you.
And cheating is not just sex, y'all.
There needs to be some hoops to jump through. I might not put fire on those hoops, but on a hoop. I'm saying you got to jump through
I
hoops.
mean, like,
Yeah, like Ringling Brothers, you know. We can be
Come back.
First of all, jumping through hoops sounds like punishment.
No, not necessarily. I'm just
prerequisites on you, but when we want to ask you for something, stop controlling me. Why you all in my business?
after something's a violation happened.
When you cheat
Yeah.
and you're trying to rebuild that trust, you don't get to dictate what that looks like for the other person.
That's right.
I agree with that.
I know that wasn't comedic.
That was
serious.
Yeah, but remember this.
Because you have to he has to prove himself now. Because you violated. You brought somebody.
So you don't think that you bear some responsibility
Absolutely
for
not.
creating the
Absolutely
environment
not.
or helping to
Absolutely
feed the
not.
environment that makes it
Absolutely
easier
not.
for me to go out?
No, sir.
I do.
No, sir. I will not.
But
So let me explain something to you, because it's always about the man, but you, a man, have done many things. You're not. I'm trying to be nice about it.
I know.
But your game is not as tight as it used to be.
Hold
When
on.
you go out and have
Hold on,
intimacy.
hold on. Time out.
Yeah, all right,
Time out.
Flag on the play.
Time out.
What's the flag?
What in the world are we talking about? Cheating is more than just physical.
It is, because when you go out and share a woman
many
go
levels
out,
of it.
like this is saying, if you don't do it for me, I'll find somebody else who will. When you go out and share
And
your
that's what men
innermost,
say.
Yeah, but no, women
That's
say
how
it
men
too.
say that.
When you go out and share your innermost feelings, it's
Cup, like a full cup of water.
Right.
So my cup from everybody, you know, is always gonna be full. And it's things that you do that pour out that cup, but then there'll be things that will pour back into it. So if you get to the point where my cup is dry and it's empty, then we're at a bad place. We're on E. We're on
But
C.
let me
Does it
answer
empty
the
at cheating? Does it just take some water off, or does it empty out?
No, it may take half of the cup out.
And
But
forgiveness
do you
puts that back
do you
in there.
believe that?
You want to be in love.
love me too.
I do love you, but you want to love me. You want to stay with me. You got to do some work. Like I got to do some work for you. I can't just stop and say, you know what, this is what I did to get him. Now all bets are off. We sustain. You know.
But why does the woman have to do all the work? Why? Absolutely. All the while that you guys have been sitting here, it's all about the woman. All the while you guys have been sitting here chatting.
Sister saying that it could just be something that's in you that I've done nothing. But in the instance in my relationship where I cheated, long time ago.
Yeah, long time.
You know,
way
when
back.
I cheated, the person I cheated on, what they said to me was, while I can't take responsibility for what you did, I do recognize that there were times when you were coming to me for certain things that I refused to give.
Thank you.
And so I had to take responsibility that if I had stepped up in that area, then while you should have not done it, but I understand why I left that door open.
Right.
So do
stop
you
playing.
think that people have natural men have natural infidelity spirit?
No.
Because once a man cheats,
Why it gotta be a man? Women cheat too.
well, we're talking about y'all.
Yeah, but why it gotta be a
We're talking about you guys.
I know women
Because
are
you
more
guys are the
vicious
main ones that
nowadays
said that you cheat.
than men. My old man told me, men are like dogs. They crap all over the place, leave it all in the open. Women are like cats. They crap, clean up so well you never knew it was there. So don't sit up here and play these cards like you guys don't do these things.
No, but
You
that's
watch Vivica Fox on.
But that's not
play
what
that
I'm
game.
saying.
You so dumb.
I'm not saying that.
We
What
know
I'm
the
saying
deal.
is that all the while you guys are sitting up here talking about men and why men cheat. So of course,
Well, it's
I'm
the
going to
same way
direct
in
my
reverse.
conversation
It's
to
the same
that.
way in
But you gotta
reverse.
learn to take
because men do
responsibility
the
for
same
yourself.
thing. Right, and it's the same way either way. Men will do, women will cheat because, like we said earlier, it's more emotional. A man is not paying your attention to your needs. He's not doing this for you. He's not accommodating to you. He's not all these things. And after a while, you just get tired. You just say, you know what? And then there's another voice out here that's telling you every time you come to work, every time you happen to be in the grocery store on a Saturday, that's okay. Oh, wait till you have so much. And then you go home, you just got your hair done, and your husband looks at you like, what's in the bag? He don't look right past it, you just got it done.
When does it come to a point in a relationship when you're married that you know your spouse so well that even if he doesn't say my hair looks nice and I've been married to you forever, coach, and you didn't say my hair looks nice, I'm okay with that because I know you. So why do I have to go out and find somebody to tell me that something I already know because I'm looking in the mirror and I know my hair's the bomb? I don't need.
But it's like what you're saying, Paul.
Because they insecure, that's why.
It's about knowing ourselves. That's which is another rule.
Exactly.
About knowing ourselves and knowing yourself. You learn something like the love languages. What's my love language? If my love language, if it's acts of service, which means that I like to be able to do for me, but yours is quality time. I can't keep loving you with acts of service if your quality time is your love language, and I'm irritated.
It's physical touch.
It's physical touch,
Right, exactly. I totally agree with that because
That's where you have to find and dig what your partner likes. Because really,
so
cheating
you
is.
don't need to cheat because once you figure out what that
cheating is
Here's where it comes to, right? There ought to be a time when we're in this relationship, we're in this marriage, that you know my heart.
Absolutely.
Okay? So I don't have to tell you you're beautiful every day.
No, you
because
don't.
you know my heart.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't have to tell you how committed I am because no matter where I go, I come home to you. That's right. Okay? But when I come home to you and I get less than stellar, I don't get the reception I'm looking for.
Watch it.
But how do I know what you're looking for, man? How do you know what my day was like? You come in looking for me to be like, hey, baby, how you doing? But did you ask me how my day was?
We talk about your day after I'm done.
See, here we go. This is what I'm saying.
Let's get right to business.
Okay, here's a perfect example. Just like we're talking about the cookie switch, we're talking about sex. Women can just not have it and have no problem with it. At the length of time. Man, we just, no.
Okay,
if it's right there,
but here's the thing.
Can I go more than 2 days is the problem.
Okay, but here's the thing. My thing of it is that you're talking about sex.
Oh, that's my topic.
So, boom. So the thing of it is that, again, I'm just gonna bring it up, put it out there. If you're married and your husband is not up on his game like he used to, but a woman gives her husband enough grace to never make him feel bad and make him feel bad in that area. I can ooh and ah and make you think that I'm just.
Don't lie to me.
Wait, hold it 1 second, because
Don't lie to me.
hold it, because it's a pride thing. A woman.
I don't care.
A woman is
smash
always
me.
going
Don't smash me.
but a woman is always going to protect her man and not make him feel bad, even in that area, because we can say, make you think that we had just had the best orgasm. Can I say that?
No.
No, sorry. No. Well, ever. But the thing of it, but just cut it. But the thing of it is, I can just roll over, get in big bed, and I'm fine. But you'll never know the difference. You're gonna feel like you have accomplished what you had to do, and I'm gonna let you do that because you're my man.
But-
No, I feel like.
But there's also
You
alternatives to
understand what I'm
that.
saying,
too.
Coach? What's the alternative?
If there's something that that wasn't there that used to be there as much as it used to be, there's other alternatives.
But I'm not gonna go out and cheat on you because you're not doing it like you used to.
Yeah, but we're not saying that either. We need to stop playing the victim role, first of all. When you start playing the victim role, then somebody's going to cheat on you because you expected it all the time. But if you know you're on top of your game, and you know you're doing what you're supposed to do, even if you fall short in a certain area, but you being the complete package that you are as a man or a woman, then you know you don't have anything to worry about.
Here's what I know. As I grow older, things tend to not work the way they used to.
They have pills for that.
Okay?
Yes, exactly.
And because you love me. No, you don't.
Go ahead, finish, Coach. I want to hear what you say.
Here's what I found in counseling couples is that when we become men and women of a particular age, things begin to change on us, right? And at some juncture, she's not always interested as much as I'm interested. Okay? Okay? You know, that type of thing. When guys, here's the problem. We quick, fast, and hurry go to the doctor. So we ain't trying to miss out. You was it just one of those things, and we'll just let it work through it. And I wondered, why ain't you as excited about going to the doctor as I was? You trying to make this thing work?
Because I'm excited about other things now. I'm excited about.
I ain't worried about you other things.
You got to take care of. You got to stop thinking about yourself. It's like we take care of you. You got to take care of something. I'm thinking about other things. But you got to stop thinking about us. We important.
This is what
like she said,
Calm yourself and yourself down. Calm yourself and yourself down. Look, women, we can take care of our men. We can be creative.
Right.
You know, there's certain things that we can do as women. We can tend to
you don't have the desire. How creative are you gonna be?
Well, see, I don't know.
So is it your, let me ask a question, Coach. Is it your responsibility, just like you're saying, it's a woman's responsibility to make you desire us, but it's also the man's responsibility to make us desire you. Because the thing, thank you. So the thing, what happens to that? Because, you know, you guys act like we're just like in a black hole with nothing matters.
No pun intended. There's so many things y'all go through that we're not privy to.
And we don't need to be. We don't need to be.
Whether it's monthly, whether it's menopause, whether it's change of life, whether it's just a moment.
And y'all to give us a break.
We don't understand. We don't understand when different functions and different things.
So that means that you don't understand, you don't know your woman.
No, it means that ain't my business.
Like taking shots, don't you?
So that's not your business if you don't know your woman.
One thing I know is that at the end of the day,
this ain't happening.
Cookie jar encounters, you need to be ready to have
But maybe, we're always going to be ready.
Get your mind
Your woman's always going to be ready.
Maybe I'm off on this conversation, but I feel like as a woman, you need to be that woman for your man. When your man come home, we know that men are visual. We know that they are physical. So you need to be able to do that for your man. And she's on you because you're not doing at home what he wants you to do.
Thank you.
That's not necessarily
Listen,
I totally disagree.
Come on.
I totally disagree with that. I totally disagree.
Why?
Thank you. That's true.
You know, when your man say that a woman is a that first step in life. Then you might as well say that we're stepping wives.
We ain't got no problem with stepping wives.
Right, I'm sure that you know. I'm sure that you know. But that's what you pretty much are saying. Is that
when I'm ready, you need to be ready.
so when I'm ready, are you gonna be ready?
Yeah.
If I'm not, I'm ready.
We always ready.
You guys are not always ready.
It may not seem like it.
Like that song.
Hey, you know when we're not always ready? When you want to talk about something that ain't on our mind at times.
Or you want to talk before. It's like, I'm ready. Let's just.
Yeah, we ain't got to talk about it.
You guys have a short attention span, so just get
Oh, there you go. We ain't got no short attention span.
Yes,
We
you
know
do.
what we want when we want it.
short attention span.
That's called grocery
That's
store.
called selfish.
So what we're saying, the basis of this
We
whole
go to the store and get
thing,
what we want coming
relationship
out.
is sexual.
All right, so here's the question. And see, this is what I don't think women get.
So I'm just putting it out
The
there.
basis for all relationships for men surrounds this cookie jar encounter.
That's what you're saying.
It is very important. How do you control it? First time you say you're not having any sex,
I don't
then
talk
we
to
just,
you.
then we done.
Cookie jar conversation.
Okay.
I don't want to be in your presence unless we have cookie jar conversation. I don't want to spend no money on you unless you say cookie jar.
Okay, let me ask. Okay,
Men, I like those
When you get 65, 70, there's no cooking. In your imagination, you're having it, but you're physically not having it.
That's why we put so much money into the purple pill.
Well, that's
at 70 years old, you're going to be
But what I'm saying is that when you're 65, 70 years old, and that's working, and next thing you know, and nothing is working. I mean, nothing is working.
Oh my God, right.
When we're 70 years old and nothing's working,
nothing's working.
Right? We still want to have conversation. We'll figure out something. We'll figure out something.
So again, you're saying the basis of you're saying the basis of the whole relationship is sex.
It's predominant. Not saying the basis, but it has a predominant.
No, just go to the basis. From the time we recognize that there's a cookie jar available, 12 years old, it is from that
so you guys,
rest of our life.
Are you saying to me that a man doesn't know how to actually love?
No, I'm not saying that.
That's exactly what you're saying. That's exactly what you're saying.
Understand. I ain't gonna love you. I don't begin to love you, to truly love you, after we've had some significant cookie jar.
But we changed.
That's true.
So you can't love me without,
No.
I might like you a whole lot.
Till we get
what if I said I don't want to give it up until you get married?
Then I'll love you after I get married.
I wish the best for you.
Date the whole time you like it, and then you get married. Oh, guess what? I love you now.
No, but there ought to be some sneak previews of something to come.
All right, let me ask. I want to ask you a question, Coach. Do you think?
Yes, you don't tell me.
Do you think men fall? I'm so serious. Do you think men actually fall in love?
It sounds like they do.
And men do fall in love.
Yes.
But when we fall in love after we're married, we may like you a lot. We will fall in love. We won't learn how to love you until we're in a covenant relationship.
So are you saying? So you're saying that you have to learn to love?
Because
it's not natural with us.
From my perspective, right, is that when I say I love you, I'm going to give my life for you. Okay? If we ain't having cookie jar conversations, that is not happening.
That's so great.
And plus, y'all grow up with love. Y'all grow up. Okay, talking about love. My husband gonna be like this. My wedding gonna be. That conversation never comes up until we are deep in a relationship.
Well, I was told by a man that what happens to men is that like their first love, like let's say you fell in love in 6th grade or 7th grade,
really and it ain't really love.
Puppy love.
Puppy love, and that girl has broke their heart, and they never get over it. Even when they're grown men, they never get over it, and that's why they end up treating
squares with a cookie jar. And we got what we were looking for in puppy love.
And we can't take
even before we understand what the cookie jar is, we know that's a girl. She's different than I am. I want to be in that different space. Okay? Whether we understand how to get there, and if we ever get there, we don't know what to do with it when we get there. We just know that we want to be there.
Right.
So before we know what we're doing, throughout all of our adult life, till nothing even works anymore, we still trying to get to the cookie jar.
That is the ultimate goal.
So basically, men don't fall in love till they get the cookies.
No, we don't fall in love until we get the cookies. We will love you.
That'll have to be a part of the proposition.
We won't love you until we are in a permanent, long-term relationship. We will like you a lot. We ain't getting cookies. There's no love.
Yeah, love cake.
There's no cookies.
I have to know what the total investment is.
I would have to say I actually completely agree with what you guys are saying.
Thank you.
And I say that because of the relationship I'm in. I've had that open talk with my boyfriend, and it's like honestly, I went to a seminar about something, and the man put it point blank. If we didn't have what's the nice word? Sure, caves for the snake to go, then it would kind of like it's almost pointless for us. Now, women on the other hand, if something were to happen to men, if you're maybe with divorce, like downstairs don't work, like, okay, babe, we'll find a way to make it.
I don't think so.
I feel like what I'm saying is when I'm saying is, hold on, wait, let me finish. You cut me off. What I'm saying is, more women would be inclined to try to work it out versus a man.
Oh, that's true.
Now, I'm not saying all women be like, baby, that's fine. But I'm saying more women would be inclined to be open to it. Most men would be like, I don't know, man. I don't think
But listen to what she said.
I'm not gonna lead unstable men because I feel like those will come back on me. So I'm not gonna lead.
Karma,
Karma is there.
Girl, let him go.
But I think that's where the conversation might have to be had about me getting a hall pass. I would still be in the ring.
No.
Conditions to get you out there.
I'm going to support you. I'm going to ride this out with you. I'm going to make sure you have the nurses there to take care of you.
But when 11 o'clock comes, you're like, I'm going to be over here.
I'm just going to say I'm going to the grocery store and I'm working. I'll be back in 3 hours.
But look, something Nicole said I think is very important. She said if there wasn't an opportunity to have the cookie jar account, why would we even get together? For men, the cookie jar is what separates everything for us. I don't want to talk to you. I got my boys to talk to. I can hang out with them. You got potential they ain't got. That's the only reason we're even having a conversation.
Absolutely.
And I don't, but like, I don't know, I feel like y'all take like in a bad way. It's not like that's all you're good for. It's like, I agree, it's kind of like, it's what separates.
So what do you tell the women who are waiting until marriage to have sex?
Wait.
But the men are not going to stick around.
But like Tyrese said, if you make me wait that long and it ain't very good, we gonna have some problems.
But that's communication. And first of all, there's so many avenues you go down there. Like, if the woman has never been touched and you're mad at her because she don't know what she's doing, you gotta
I can work with that.
But you gotta be excited. I'm gonna say train her up.
We can work that. Yeah, we can work all of that.
In fact, that's preferable.
But you know, I feel like that's, you know, again, a communication thing. So
All right, look, we're gonna take a break here. We'll be back after these commercials.